Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on what is the Mohini tool on Kali Linux in an ethical way. Only in an ethical way. Today, we are going to take a serious look at a tool that demonstrates a critical aspect of web security and browser permissions. We're talking about Mohini. Now, before we dive into the technical architecture and the workflow of this tool, I need to make a very strict disclaimer. This video is strictly for educational purposes and for cybersecurity awareness. The tool we are discussing involves capturing audio, which falls under surveillance and privacy laws. Using this against anyone without their explicit written consent is illegal and unethical. As ethical hackers, our job is to understand these attacks so we can defend against them. So, what exactly is Mohini? In simple terms, Mohini is a web-based tool often found in the repositories of security enthusiasts using Kali Linux or Termux. It is designed to demonstrate how a malicious actor can capture real-time audio from a target device by simply convincing the user to click a link and grant a specific permission. It's a classic example of a social engineering attack combined with technical exploitation of modern browser capabilities. The core function of Mohini is straightforward, but alarming. It generates a link. When a target visits this link, the primary goal of the tool is to harvest audio data. It records the surroundings of the target device and transmits that audio back to the host, usually the attacker's machine, in the form of WAV files. But it's not just about recording, it's about how it hides that activity. Let's break down how it works, step by step, because understanding the workflow is key to understanding the vulnerability. The process begins with the hook. The tool hosts a web page. To the naked eye, or to an unsuspecting user, this web page might look like a legitimate site, perhaps a game, a special offer, or a generic landing page. This is the social engineering aspect. The success of this tool relies heavily on the user being distracted. Once the user lands on the page, the browser will trigger a permission prompt. You've seen this 1,000 times. www.example.com wants to use your microphone. This is the critical moment. The tool relies on the user clicking allow. In an ethical penetration test, this highlights the danger of users blindly clicking allow on pop-ups without verifying the source. Once that permission is granted, Mohini activates its payload. This is where the technical magic happens. It utilizes the Web Audio API, a high-level JavaScript API for processing and synthesizing audio in web applications. Specifically, it often leverages a library or plugin similar to Recorderjs. Recorderjs is a plugin for recording and exporting the output of web audio API nodes. In a legitimate context, developers use this for vote node apps, musical tuners, or web-based communication tools. However, Mohini repurposes this standard functionality. It captures the audio stream coming from the user's microphone, and the part that makes it a hacking tool rather than just a voice recorder is it doesn't just record one long file that might fail to upload if the connection drops. Instead, it chunks the audio. It records small snippets, usually about 4 to 5 seconds long. As these small WAV files are generated, they are immediately sent back to the listener's server using AJAX requests or similar WebSocket technologies. This chunking ensures that even if the user closes the tab after 10 seconds, the attacker still gets those 10 seconds of audio. The data exfiltration happens in near real time. While this recording is happening in the background, the front end, what the user sees, often employs a distraction technique. The tool description mentions a website redirect button of your choice. This is a classic sleight of hand. After the permissions are granted, the user might be redirected to YouTube, Google, or a funny meme page. The user thinks, oh, the page just loaded a video, while in the background, the tab is still active, or the script has already executed the necessary handshake to keep the session alive as long as the tab remains open. Now, why do we study tools like Mohini in cybersecurity? It's not to spy on people. It is to understand the browser permission model. Modern browsers are very secure sandboxes. A website cannot just access your file system or your camera or your microphone without asking. That is the same origin policy and the permission model working as intended. However, the weak link in this security chain is the human element. Tools like Mohini prove that if you can trick the human into clicking allow, the browser's technical security measures are bypassed. The browser assumes that because the user said yes, the site is trusted. From a technical perspective, this tool teaches us about the getUserMedia stream. This is the function in HTML5 that requests access to media input devices. When we analyze the source code of tools like Mohini, we see how they initialize this stream, how they create a new audio context, and how they buffer the incoming data. We also learn about data persistence. The captured audio is usually stored in the .wav format. WAV is an uncompressed audio format, meaning the quality is high, but the file size is relatively large compared to MP3. The fact that this tool can send these files quickly over a standard HTTP connection shows how fast modern mobile networks are and how seamless data exfiltration can be. So, how do we defend against this? That is the most important part of this video. If you are a blue teamer or just a privacy-conscious individual, the existence of Mohini teaches you to be hyper-vigilant about browser permissions. First, never grant microphone or camera permissions to a site unless you explicitly intend to use a feature that requires it, like a video call. If a news site or blog asks for microphone access, that is a massive red flag. Second, audit your browser settings regularly. On both mobile and desktop browsers, you can go into Settings, then Site Settings, or Privacy and Security, and view which sites have access to your microphone. You might be surprised to find old sites where you clicked Allow months ago. Revoke access for anything you don't recognize. Third, look for the indicators. Modern mobile operating systems like Android and iOS, and desktop operating systems like Windows and macOS now have visual indicators, usually a green or orange dot in the status bar, when the microphone is in use. If you see that dot and you're not on a call, check your open tabs immediately. In a corporate environment, security administrators can use policies to block microphone access globally for standard users, or whitelist only specific domains like Microsoft Teams or Zoom, effectively neutralizing tools like Mohini regardless of what link an employee clicks. So, to summarize, Mohini is a script that automates the exploitation of the web audio API and human trust. It sets up a listener, generates a lure, captures audio permissions, and exfiltrates data in small, manageable chunks. It serves as a potent reminder that the most sophisticated firewall in the world cannot stop a user from clicking allow if they're tricked. By understanding how Mohini operates using Recorder.js, the Web Audio API, and social engineering redirects, we can better appreciate the importance of digital hygiene. We learn to treat every permission pop-up as a security decision, not just a nuisance to be clicked away. That brings us to the end of our deep dive into the Mohini tool. Remember, knowledge is power, but it comes with responsibility. Use this information to secure your own devices and to educate others on why they shouldn't just click links and grant permissions blindly. If you found this explanation helpful and want to see more breakdowns of ethical hacking tools and cybersecurity concepts, make sure to stay tuned. Stay safe, stay ethical, and keep learning. I will see you in the next one.